And as they say, let your fingers do the walking and shop online at whatsupshopper.com. You'll love it.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the
Nobody
guys.
knows they pay their quarterback.
Kevin's getting something out of the refrigerator.
We're back, JP. Appreciate you bringing us back in here. We're getting ready to get into something. Appreciate you guys that have been with us this morning. Those of you with our viewers on Facebook, I know we've had a good conversations in the chat. Gene's really chatting up the chat right now. Well, I'll have something for Gene here in a minute that he asked us to look at. So, Gene, we've looked at it for you.
You guys always ignore my chats on the podcast.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
We're so busy, it's hard to look up there and read
you
something.
do.
Well, I'll be honest, Tom. Half the time, I have
There's
glasses
no
on. I
ignoring.
can't even
Nope.
read that.
It was like on the all-time greatest Orlando Magic, and I said, "What about Horace Grant?" And nobody responded to me.
Man,
Oh, now if I'd have saw that, I would have said that's a stupid.
I know he would have. That's why I put it up there to get him going, just to say, Tommy comes in here every now and then. He's kind of stupid. But he put up here his Horace Grant comment.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying.
Him and his Robert
Hey,
Parrish.
as far as that, did you see the Western? Well, we'll talk
Robert
that
Parrish
later.
was pretty good.
we
We'll talk
appreciate
the Western
you
Conference
Facebook watchers and our radio listeners as well.
Let's
so.
let you guys get into what we were just talking about in the kind of in the break, guys. The Dak Prescott quarterback situation.
It's really the only narrative in NFL right now besides just when are they going to start.
Whoa. The 10th all-time quarterback win.
This is
in
not.
playoff
This
history.
This is not a
Signed
story.
yesterday with the
This is
greatest
not a
city in
story.
American history, and I don't understand how that's not a story.
That's not a story.
How is it not a
Because
story?
he's still going to be the backup.
Joe Flacco
Yeah, I saw that.
signed with the New York Jets.
I mean, if anything, it makes their quarterback
not
room
wishing
better.
on any ankle sprains over for Sam Darnold, but
Even if he gets in
Joe
there, he'll look
Flacco
just
is not
as-
better than Sam Darnold.
No, he's not.
huh?
No.
Joe
Did you
Flacco
see
is
Joe
not better
Flacco in
than
Denver?
You do mean right this second?
The
not
second,
like
that's
ever,
what I'm saying.
right,
Not like
okay.
ever, Kevin.
Oh,
I'm
well,
saying
right
right
now. That's
now.
what I'm
I was
saying.
getting ready to say.
I was about to say. That's what
No,
I mean by Joe
you guys
Flacco.
know what I'm saying. Right now, who's starting for you?
Honestly,
Dalton
Sam
or
Darnold.
Flacco?
Listen, Belichick must love Jared Stidham if he didn't sign Flacco or any of these other guys. He has to.
Flacco's,
I think he
Flacco's
watched the
done.
tape
Flacco's
from
a
Flacco
backup.
in Denver and said, "Yeah, I'm done with that."
Flacco's a backup.
Sam
That
Darnold.
Flacco.
We are talking about Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold coming
He's
off
pretty good
mono.
when he's healthy.
Has the Son Gun been in the playoffs?
I don't know.
He come
Sam
off,
Darnold's been in the
he
league
came
for
on
2
out
years.
of mono and had a good season after he got back. He was sick.
I saw
Had
this.
him back
I
last
saw
year.
this crazy
he's not
thing.
even
though.
in the
I saw
top
this crazy
10.
tweet, and it said,
Top
"Here's
15.
the top 4 quarterbacks in the AFC
better than
in the
Flacco.
AFC East," and it said 1 Sam Darnold, 2 Joe Flacco, 3 Ryan Fitzpatrick, and 4 was Tua. And I said, "How the hell are you leaving Josh Allen, the only one out of those 3 that's
Josh
not
Allen's-
Tom Brady that made a playoff game off that list?" To me,
I
the
saw-
best
yeah.
quarterback in that division is still Josh Allen.
He can play.
Sam Darnold is good. Sam Darnold is in
think
his
he's-
second year,
yeah.
and even coming off mono last year,
He had
he
a
won
good-
7
yeah.
games to the
You're
end of
going
the
to
season.
sit here and tell me that Sam Darnold's better than Ben Roethlisberger?
Right now,
We're
yes.
talking AFC
Maybe
East.
yes.
We're
We're
not
talking about
AFC.
AFC. We're
No,
talking
no,
about
no, no.
AFC.
I said AFC East.
He said he
AFC
did say
East.
East.
I said
now,
the AFC East.
Hold on, guys. For you poo-pooers, last year in 8 games, Flacco had a better completion percentage and yards per game than Sam Darnold,
And a guy who wasn't even
And
signed
a better-
on the team
and a
came
better-
in and won a
Oh,
game.
and a
Well-
better interception percentage than Sam.
And he
Darnold.
got
had-
benched by Drew Lock, lost his starting job, and got shipped across the country.
and Cam Newton got benched by Kyle Allen and has no team right now. Things happen to folks who can.
I'm telling you.
who've done
He's
well.
not
in the
that
past.
good anymore.
Going forward.
He just did better than Sam Darnold did last
But
year.
look, I think we can all come to an
Last
agreement
year.
here.
Who
Joe
won-
Flacco
who
is not
won
starting
games?
this season.
Who won games?
Flacco won 2.
Yeah. Precisely. You made
Listen,
my point
He
for
can't.
me.
He can't drag those.
Well, I'm just
those
saying,
corpses of the Denver Broncos.
I think we can all agree. Sam Darnold will be the starting quarterback for the New York Jets, and Joe Flacco won't see the field unless something happens to Sam
I
Darnold.
agree. I agree.
That is how it's going to happen. So cool. Joe Flacco moved to the
yeah,
Jets
it's a
for more backup money.
it's more the Dalton
How much did he sign
the
for?
Dalton Prescott situation is more interesting.
That's a good question.
Sam
I don't know
Darnold
how
is
much Flacco signed
11
for, but I know it's
$3
got to be.
million. It was
it's
like
got to be
3.
more than what James is
$3 million.
making.
Yeah, it was like 3.4.
Because
wasn't it?
Mariota's the number
Who?
one backup, and he
Who?
makes 7.
Sam Darnold is 11-15 right now in the NFL.
That's not bad considering what he's had to deal with.
He's only been in the league for 2 years.
Joe Flacco's better, right?
What's Baker Mayfield's record? He's only
What
been in the
are
league
you
for 2
saying,
years.
Tom?
What?
He is 11-50. Well, that's not too bad for what we had to
What
deal
did he
with.
come into? He come into
Dak
one of the worst teams.
Prescott's daggum doing 1,000 times better
Dak
than
Prescott
him.
was 8-8. He's
Hold
won one
on,
playoff
wait a
game.
minute,
And he
you-
plays.
this- you're-
He doesn't have Tom Brady
Now
in his
listen,
we
division.
talking
listen,
about?
you're
He doesn't
comparing,
have Tom Brady in
you're
his
comparing
division either.
organizationally apples to coconuts.
Ezekiel
Exactly,
Elliott
because
over here.
because you got the apple right here in the
What
Dallas
in the
Cowboys and
world?
everything that they have, all the weapons around them in the defense they have them compared to the Jets, who's a coconut, who's
The-
just hard-headed and don't want to pay
Let me
nobody.
make this point.
They don't even want to pay Jamal Adams their best
got
player.
one of
on
the best
defense.
running
Hunter,
backs.
let me answer his previous question.
Go.
Joe Flacco up to perhaps $4.5 million a year.
Okay.
Perhaps.
What is that?
Which is
What's
which is a good
incentives?
deal.
With
With
incentives.
incentives, that's a good
Yeah,
deal.
that's good.
That's a good deal for a good, solid, used to be good, now backup quarterback.
I don't
Well,
see
there's
how
two,
he
there's
getting
two
paid more than
backups
Jameis.
making.
What's that?
I don't see how he's getting
I
paid
don't-
more
I
than
don't-
Jameis.
Jameis said he wanted the opportunity to learn
Yeah,
under.
from Breeze.
And then guess what? Coach Payton comes out and says, "Oh, we're still riding high with Taysom Hill.
There's no way
to
he'll-
become
no,
the starter
he's not gonna
when
become the
when Drew Brees sits down.
He is not.
I might do. You got Jameis Winston sitting right
He is
there,
not.
who with fixed eyeballs. But
He is
we're not
not.
on that.
But
So
you-
Joe Flacco is now in New York.
Yeah. Breeze, you got to, I mean.
But look, the
oh.
real problem in the NFL is what the hell is Dallas going to do with Dak? What are they going to do with Dak?
All right,
I'm telling you,
he'll play-
I'd cut my losses and run with
He'll
Dalton.
play under the tag.
Andy
He'll play
Dalton
under the
has a
tag.
winning record in the NFL. You're only paying him $3 million. Do you pay Dak wants 5 years, 175? Do you pay?
I thought Dak said he wanted a 4-year
He wanted
contract.
4 years. The
Well-
5 years got the.
That's the
the big
45 million. Yeah,
incentive.
that's
Yeah,
that's
got
the
the
one.
bunch
That's
right
the
on the
175.
backside.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the 5/175, and he wants it guaranteed. So as a Cowboy, or general manager, if you can get what percentage of let's say you believe that Dak is better than Andy Dalton, how much better? What percentage better do you think Dak is? Let's say it's 10% better than Andy Dalton. Well, you'd be paying Dak 10 times
Mm-hmm.
the cost it would be to start Andy Dalton. So is that 10% worth 10 times the pay? Because if you pay Dalton $3 million and not Dak 35, Terry, that means you have $30 million you could spend on your defense.
It may be too late for this year, though.
Well, right.
Yeah. I have a hard time. Go ahead and give him that franchise tag, and we keep him one more year, and then we bail him out for somebody. We get rid of him. I mean, I'm having a hard time understanding this guy wants so much money. To me, elite quarterbacks are like this. And a lot of people, and this is how I judge them. Take Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to be good no matter who's out there on the field with him. I do not care. We can change wide receivers. We can change running backs, which never really had true running backs at New England. But you can change the receivers, your slots, everybody. Tom Brady's going to make
That's
them
the
better.
smartest thing I've heard you say in a long
And
time, Terry.
with Dallas has elite people in positions, and we go 8-8. That's on Dak. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says.
It
That's
wasn't on
Dak.
Coach Clapp.
Well, Coach Garrett was terrible also, but we got rid of him. So here's you another year. Show me what you can do. I'm going to give you a franchise tag because you're going to have to prove to me that we're going to be better than 8-8. You got to show me that. But now we also have one of the easiest schedules. So is that going to help Dak? Yes, it will. But at the end of this season, we'll come back and we'll judge this again to see what happens next year. I'm not signing him to no long-term contract because I think that's way too outrageous. Dak, you're 1-2 in playoffs. You haven't led us nowhere yet. Show me you can lead us with all the talent that we've got on your line. We got in your backfield. Now, we got 2 running backs in the backfield. Tony Pollard pretty good. He's backing up Elliott. And then we got all the receivers that you need. So show me what you can do. Our defense is going to be strong now that we got Alden Smith able to sign.
But you're the only person saying that. You're the only person
about to
saying
say.
that.
I'm just
You're the
telling
only
you.
person saying that Dallas
You've
defense
lost.
is
I think
gonna
you've
be
lost.
good.
It is
you've
gonna
lost-
be good.
You lost your sack leader from last year in Robert Quinn, who's now up in Chicago. You lost your number
Alden
one
Smith
cornerback.
is as good as him.
Alden Smith ain't played in 4
I know
years.
he has not, but he's as good as him.
Better than Robert Quinn?
He's as good as Robert
He's well
Quinn.
rested, Hunter. He's well rested. He
Yeah.
The
played
last
for
time
it.
we heard
Wait
of Alden
and
Smith,
see.
it was because of a bomb threat
Wait
at Los
and see.
Angeles, LAX.
That was huge for them to release him back to us.
Listen, no. Now, I'm going to say this as a hope for Alden Smith. I hope he's got everything turned around. He can play and can be at a high level. But this is coming from a Redskins fan. I really don't care what happens in Dallas. If y'all want to be
Well,
in
I know
turmoil,
that.
be in
You do
turmoil.
not.
But I'm going to speak on this. If I have my GM hat on, there are too many holes on the defensive side of the ball that I don't think Dak can overcome scoring-wise. Does that make sense?
No.
I think
Dallas
the
can score with anybody except for maybe Kansas City. Kansas City's the only one's got a better offense than Dallas has got right now.
Okay, well, if you want to make that point,
I'll
do you
put it
still
like
score the
that.
same amount of points whether or not you throw Andy Dalton out there? With that, you just made the case for all the weapons that you have. You score the same amount of points if you just start Andy Dalton.
Andy
over
Dalton,
Dak
I think
Prescott?
we do. I think we
I
do.
can see. I do too. You know, and Tom said something while we were at break. They got Dak Prescott being +4 or more points, worth more, +4 more
He might
points
be a
worth
point
than
better,
Andy
but
Dalton.
not no 4.
I was about to say, I think it could be just a point.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't know if it's +4 is because now it's a clean slate.
Yeah.
He
Well, my
doesn't.
whole
This is a new
deal-
This is a new offense for both of them under Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, and Andy Dalton's not going to be in your pocket without running and getting hurt. He's going to be your pocket quarterback that's going to be steady throughout the
When
year.
I'll say this, Dak really hadn't gotten injured.
No, he hasn't. That's what I'm saying. But he
But not-
does run the ball.
You can knock on wood though. You
You
can
know.
knock on wood and hope he doesn't get injured. To me, the number wise for Dak, I can make an argument Dak's top 10 quarterback in the league. But is he top 5? And you hit the nail right on the head when you said elite quarterbacks, you take them off of their
Yeah.
teams and they can
and see
win
what
with
they
anything.
do. Peyton
Look at-
Manning did the same thing.
Peyton Manning did it. Russell Wilson has continued
Yeah.
to do it because he still doesn't have the weapons that the Dallas
They
Cowboys
even took
have.
Graham away from him, and he's still good. Still made it.
So, Tom Brady, I agree with you. Plug and play. That's all he ever had in New England was plug and play. He had his core slot receiver. It was either Wes Welker or Julian Edelman, and he had Gronk. Outside receivers, I mean, he had 1 year with Randy Moss. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have a whole. He had a second with Antonio Brown, and then
Them
he had to
little
mess up.
slot receivers he has made him tremendous.
Think
And see,
about
that's
it.
what C.D. Lamb's going to do for Dallas. He's there.
CeeDee
He's a
Lamb's
slot.
actually, I think he's a lot bigger than a slot receiver.
Well,
He could play outside.
Here's
No,
my-
he could.
He could.
But
Here's
he's
my
gonna play
question.
slot.
Coward kind of went this direction. I've been saying it for months or whatever. Said it when they got a while back. Terry, what if the Cowboys decided to just say, Dak, walk away, just go. We'll rescind our franchise tag.
What's his
We're going
market?
to play with Andy Dalton. How much would he be getting paid on the open market if it wasn't the Dallas Cowboys? Some people say teams would scoop him up in a heartbeat. Yeah, but what price and what teams? We've already went through this with Cam
Yeah,
and
we
these other
did.
guys. Like, who's available that's going to say,
I'm surprised
I'm going to drop
Dallas-
30 million on Dak or 25 to 30 million.
New England.
Who's going to give him 50 million? He ain't giving.
No,
he wouldn't give
ain't
Tom Brady
nobody
20
giving
million.
that.
You think he's giving Dak Prescott 35?
I know what I'm saying.
New
Well,
England
you,
would
you
do
asked
that.
where he could go.
He would
He
do
could
that on
go
the
to
cheap.
New England.
What
If
is
he went
the
there, it would have to be cheap.
what is the
though.
free agency?
Where
What
he
is
wants
that
to-
called?
He wants
What-
to be paid.
What's
Oh,
the
I know.
what's the title for the free agent where a team can offer him a contract but the team can always match it? What's that? Restricted free
Yeah,
agent?
something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I'm trying to let him be a restricted free agent because if you're Dallas, then you get to measure what he's worth. You see what other teams are willing to give for him, and if he comes back at you and says, "Well, these are my demands," you can say, "Well, ain't no way if Denver's only going to give you $15 million,
Take off, bud.
then go get that $15 million
Yeah.
because we're not giving you 25, 30. There's no way. If the market is dictating what your value is, it's that they do the same thing in real estate. What's a comp? What's the comp? We're going to look at a comp here. We're going to look at a comp here. If
Yeah.
you're looking at a house in the same area, what did this sell for?
I'd
What am I
also-
going to list mine for? So,
I'd also say, like, and I know Kevin makes a good point with the money, but another place I could see him going and fitting in is the San Diego. I mean, the Los Angeles Chargers. I could see him going there.
we know what you mean. Just
I mean,
just
no,
call
no,
it
no.
San Diego.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck in the 80s, but I'm telling you,
You're actually
Hey.
stuck all the way to
Yeah,
the
I-
mid
I know.
2000s.
I
Okay,
know, I
that
know.
was San
But
Diego all
I-
that
I
I'm
time.
so going to put Tom's head on Ron Burgundy for all the San Diego mistakes that he makes on this
Yeah.
show. He's
Don't,
getting a
please.
he's getting a Ron
You've done
Burgundy
enough
meme.
of this. But could you not see that? Now, maybe even.
But now, wait a minute.
What if he has to take a pay cut? He may have to take a pay cut
Gee, nobody cares about
because
the
he overplayed
Redskins.
his hand. But what if
I think he has overplayed.
But what if he goes?
It's his agent's fault.
What if he goes to New England or the Los Angeles Chargers and has a monster year?
Okay, there's your problem. Will he have a monstrous year?
That
You're taking away a lot of weapons from him that's made him good, and he went 8-8.
Last season, Ryan Tannehill won twice as many playoff games as Dak Prescott has in his career. So, say it again. Last season, Ryan Tannehill won twice as many playoff games as Dak has in his whole career.
Ryan
and who
Tannehill-
did he beat last year, Hunter?
Ryan Tannehill was one game away from the Super Bowl.
He beat Lamar Jackson, the
MVP,
and
Tom Brady, the GOAT.
So that's Ryan Tannehill.
They just gave him $29 million a year.
And they did
and
that
Dak-
and franchise tag Derrick Henry.
And Dak
Yeah,
with
it's crazy.
one, top 5 running back in the league,
Arguably
top
one
5
or two.
wide receiver in the league, had one of the top lines in the league until something just happened. Now here's a big deal
I think
that's
that's
happened.
the kicker.
Travis Frederick's retirement.
Yeah.
The year he missed, they gave up 56 sacks. They averaged, with him in the lineup a year, 29 sacks a year. They double their sack rate when Travis Frederick is out of the lineup and he just retired.
Biggest thing Dallas did there was went and got the center from Wisconsin, because that's all Wisconsin does is run the ball. That was, to me, one of the huge picks that
Well,
Dallas
Wisconsin
went and got.
they produce
he's
offensive line
not Frederick.
talent.
He's nowhere near that, but he understands blocking for your backs and protecting a
It's about
quarterback.
the line calls.
Yeah,
your
it is.
center,
So
you
I
know.
think that was a big pick for Dallas.
That's going to be the biggest issues for Dallas this year is the center's not there and the DBs are very questionable. I don't know if they could guard Shelby right now.
They gave Derrick Henry $10.2 million. I think Henry should have got the $29 million and 10.
Well, I think a lot of people could agree, but it's the whole thing
I
about the
know,
running
it's just
back
the way it
market
does,
now.
yeah,
Here's the problem. It is
Cleveland is in the money as far as what we're paying our running backs.
Cleveland
right now.
is in the money.
They're paying them nothing.
The problem that really isn't being spoken about is the fact that there could be a cap hit next year, and a very substantial cap
yeah, have
hit
you guys
next
seen
year.
that? $30 to
Yeah.
$80 million could come off the cap if they don't have fans, and that's one of the
Colin
things
made
they're
a very
talking
good point on one of his shows this week. He said in the NBA they have a cap, but it's like a soft cap. You can go over. You just got to pay a luxury tax and all yada yada.
Well, you
yada.
got to pay your own players. Is how it works.
and pay out of your pocket. In football, it's a hard cap. You hit it, and that's it. You hit that cap. Sorry, we can't pay you. You're gonna have to
Basketball,
just go.
they pay like a luxury tax,
Well,
isn't it?
well,
And baseball, it actually exists, but they just ignore it or something like
Baseball
that.
No,
don't
there is
have
none. They have
a
a
I
salary
floor.
cap.
thought they had it, but there was
They
like
have a floor in baseball. They don't have
Okay.
a top. In basketball, you have a soft and a hard, and then you have the hard is where the luxury is.
right. Okay.
So the soft, for example, is say $100 million. You can pay anyone you want under $100 million. The way almost every team in the NBA is over the cap, because what you do is you don't sign your own players for like the first week or so. You can sign all these other players up to $99 million, and then sign your players for whatever you want, and if up into the hard cap. So if the hard cap's 125, then you can sign your own players and go over that cap. So it's based on timing as well.
Baseball's a luxury tax too. You
Yeah.
pay so much, you pay a tax.
Yeah.
Okay.
So baseball's cap is a luxury.
That's
tax.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Something to that
So,
effect.
yeah.
That they didn't care about, like the big market teams.
Right.
No,
care
they don't
less.
And
Yeah.
so in basketball, those small market teams like Jordan, he's not going to pay luxury tax because they're not making the money. He's not paying double his money basically on Adam Morrison in the game. It's different in basketball that way, how you to work around it. And it's the Larry Bird rule. Larry Bird rights is where it came from. Is how can teams keep, a way to keep your guys, and that's always been an issue for franchises is how to keep their own guys. With
And see, that's what's going. I think that is going to come into play, and nobody's really looking forward at that, because if you do have so much money tied up into Dak Prescott, and the cap does hit next year where it dips tremendously, you're going to have to cut probably some key players that are making some good money, and you have to decide it's going to be on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side.
All right,
of the
where
ball.
would his
A
market-
lot of Dallas's money is tied up on
Where
the
would his
offensive
market
side.
be? Let's go through, like, what teams would I actually be interested? Y'all just say yes or no. Detroit,
Maybe.
Giants,
No.
No.
Chargers,
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Bills,
No.
No.
Raiders?
No.
Yes.
No.
Maybe.
I don't know what they're doing with Carr.
Well, they
Yeah.
could be on account of Gruden took a lot of people from Dallas.
Dolphins?
no.
No.
Jaguars?
Yes.
Possible.
Yeah, that's another one I
Yes.
forgot about.
But I love Minshew.
Denver?
Yes.
Yes.
Chicago?
Yes.
No.
No.
With Trubisky and
No.
Foles in town.
They've already got 2.
No.
Yeah, but I don't. They're not sold on either one of them. It's open
Bengals?
competition.
No.
No, they just got Burrow.
If you're the Bengals, why wouldn't you sign Dak and trade Burrow for a crap ton?
Yeah.
Does
Anyway,
Andy Dalton
just
want to
for
get
fun.
benched
Just
again
for
for
fun.
Andy for Joe
Right.
Burrow?
Jets
No.
for Dak Prescott. And finally, Hunter?
Washington.
Hunter?
No.
Redskins, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Did you
No.
mention Patriots on the list?
No.
No.
Tom,
Patriots would take
They're
it.
not going
if
to pay
Bill
that money.
Belichick is not paying Tom Brady $20 million,
Yeah, he's
he's not
gonna pay
paying
him.
anyone else more than that.
I just had somebody
Bucks,
ask
he's got
me.
a quarterback now for like what, $1 million or $2
But
million?
his situation would change if he doesn't get signed by the Cowboys. His situation is going to change big time. That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead,
Who's-
Terry.
Well, I had somebody just
Prescott.
ask me. They said, "Why are you sticking Dak in with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning?" I'm not. That's my deal. Those guys are elite quarterbacks who have made anybody they had on their team better. And if Dak wants to get paid like them guys, then he's got to prove more to me. And I don't think he has. He's 1-2 in playoffs. He was 8-8 last year with an elite group. He's got to prove more to me before
In a
I
weak
make
division.
him
In a weak
in
division.
35. Because my whole deal, and this is how I look at things.
I didn't mean to call.
Matt Ryan is overpaid in Atlanta. Wentz is overpaid in Philadelphia because they're having trouble. Matt Ryan's even got a losing record, but Wentz is hurt all the time. There's too much money being spent to quarterbacks, and you're not able to get other people to help. Biggest thing Philadelphia done was got Hurts. That helps them because Wentz, either you're on the field or Hurts might take your spot.
But Hurts ain't played it down in
Yeah,
professional
but
football.
Hurts could take his spot.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
he
Terry.
ain't played it down.
I'm not going
And
to
played it down.
take your Matt Ryan hatred. He is 29 games over 500. He won the MVP and
What's he in the playoffs?
and went to the Super Bowl. Now you didn't say that.
What's he win the playoffs? That's all I
hold
got
on.
to say.
He's played in 10 playoff games.
And he's lost.
He
But
went
he
to
made
the
a
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl.
1 year, Terry.
And he blew a 28-3 lead. Good job,
Oh,
buddy.
okay. That's all on him, not on the defense.
There you go.
Matt
That
Ryan.
All
quarterback-
I
blew a
asked you to do
28-point
was
lead.
score one more touchdown, and you couldn't.
Hey, look, you're up 28. You've got to score another touchdown.
If
or it's
I'm
your
up
fault.
28-3, my offense should score another touchdown.
Hey,
No, they
you're up-
shouldn't.
You're up
The
28.
offense shouldn't do nothing but
I just-
take a knee.
I just
the
want
rest
you
of the
to know-
game if you're up 28.
I want you to know if we lose this 28-point lead, it's all on
The
the
second
quarterback.
half of that Super Bowl, Matt Ryan should have been sitting on the sideline smoking a cigar like Joe Burrow, watching his defense try to play defense. He
See,
got
that,
28
I
points.
love that picture from
He should
Joe
be sitting.
Burrow.
You'll never convince me that's the quarterback or offense's fault.
Kyle
blew a
Shanahan.
All you had to do is
28-3
score
lead.
one more
It's
time,
Kyle
man.
Shanahan.
All the defense had to do was stop
And all he had
somebody.
to do one time.
One time.
In that game, if
Stop
we do
one
remember,
guy.
in the fourth quarter, he takes a sack when he should have never took a sack.
And after blowing a
NFL
42-point lead, we'd like to talk to the quarterback.
Yes.
Let's talk to him.
Romo got beat by Peyton Manning
We-
52-48, and they blamed
I don't
Romo.
even want to hear that. We have
blame
lit
Romo,
New
Tom.
England up, and all of a sudden we can do nothing else. There's a problem with that.
That's the power of
NFL
Belichick,
all-time
baby.
scoring average, Terry, is 24. They had 28. After three
All I'm doing
quarters.
asking you to do is take that offense down the field one time. One time.
Because our
This
defense is so sorry, you need to score again. It's
This
all
is
on
such
you.
a weird position for Terry to take. Up against. Now he hates defenses.
No, I like defenses, but that didn't cost him there. That was offense. Your offense did nothing. You're blowing them out.
I think
And then all of a sudden you stop.
So
that's Kyle Shanahan.
But
that's
Terry-
offensive coordinator.
You don't take, you're like Billy Tubbs in basketball when he's at
Terry-
Oklahoma.
Terry, no,
you
what you're
do
saying,
not back off.
what you're
you
saying
pound them.
is that the defense shouldn't have even showed up. Why are we even out here? Let's just try to outscore them.
All
How
I-
about the defense play some
All
defense?
I thought is nothing would
One
ever
stop.
nothing would ever trump that Jordan is an average player. But you have
That's
trumped
pretty
that.
bad.
You have
No
trumped it.
way.
He has trumped it this morning.
I'm asking you to score one more touchdown. And you stopped.
I need a break. I'm muting him.
In the playoffs, Matt Ryan is 4-6.
Oh, I hate that.
If his defense played defense one game, he'd be 5-5 with a
Super
ring
Bowl.
4-6.
over Brady. He beat Aaron Rodgers. He beat Russell Wilson. twice, and he beat Jared Goff. So there you go. The great Matt Ryan. He does have the same number of wins as Nick
He beat
Foles.
who? Jared Goff. Okay.
Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers.
I'll take those two, but Jared Goff has never proved nothing to me.
He made
a Super Bowl.
Okay. I mean, so he made a Super Bowl.
But
His defense was better than a lot of people.
But the point
Dak
of
got
all
him
of that
there.
is that Dak's only won one playoff game in 4 years. That's what all that was leading up to.
Great conversation.
Yeah, it is. So Dak in Washington, Hunter?
Hell no.
Why?
I'm just so tired of hearing
He's better.
Dak right now.
He is better than what you got. Be an upgrade.
We don't know. We really don't know.
Be
Put
honest.
Dak Prescott
Hunter's a
with
big
that
Kyle
offense
Allen
that we
fan.
have compared to the offense that he has in Dallas.
Is Alex Smith going to try to come back this year?
No.
No.
Next
Did you
year.
watch it? I did watch it.
I did.
That was
That's
that-
powerful.
yes, it was.
powerful because it looked
Very.
like it literally looked like a pack
Alex
of
Smith
wolves
going-
ate that man's
So
leg.
Terry, if
Alex
if,
Smith's going to try and come back and work in the front office.
Yeah,
That's
it
what's
did.
going
The
to
difference-
happen.
No. He's out there throwing.
Yeah, he's
At the
gonna-
end
I
of it.
know
the
what he's
difference
doing.
between Dak and what you're talking about, the Paytons and Brady's, and even the Romos, when if Dallas showed up on Sunday and the defense was going to give up 25, and you knew that, and you didn't have Ezekiel Elliott, Romo could still win the ball game. If your defense is giving up 25, 30 points and you don't have Ezekiel Elliott, how confident are you that Dak Prescott's going to win the ball game?
I'm not. I am totally with Dak, but I think you're being way and above, and your agent is making it hard on you, and you're going to end up with nothing. That's the problem I had. Sign a deal and go with it because I don't see where you're going to go anywhere else to get anything better. My deal right now is I know Dak is good because when they played Green Bay one year, Green Bay was up by 3 touchdowns. Dak brought them back because he had talent around him to do that. So he's capable, and he can run the ball, and he can play the game. I have nothing wrong with him, but you got to step up to your agent and say, that's our deal right there. You're going to make tons of money out of this. Be happy. Let's go with it. But they're not going to do that.
See, but that's not the way it works.
I know
The
that.
player doesn't stand up to his the agent stands up for the player.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's
because
what
if
I'm saying.
you're gonna stand up
He's
to your
going to end up
agent,
with nothing.
Don't have.
This is how come Cam Newton can't find nothing right now because nobody wants him for all the stuff he does. Nobody's going to pay him to be a starter.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
I thought he was going to go to Seattle, and that just kind of petered out, didn't it?
Yeah.
You just don't hear anything else. I mean, I don't know what. I guess he's going to be. I don't know. What's
Don't
he going to do?
believe
Selling
it.
cars in downtown Charlotte?
Don't believe
What's he gonna do?
anything.
But surely someone's going to sign him eventually. But for what?
Well, as far as Dak, all he ever wanted, I want to get paid more than Wentz. Okay, we've gave you that right here on this table, and you're saying, oh, that's not what I want. I want more.
Hell,
There's a problem there.
he wants more than Russell Wilson, but it just doesn't. Could you
Well,
imagine?
he's not a Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
We'll trade Seattle for Russell.
Well, I bet you would.
I think a lot of
You know what
Yeah.
I read that's crazy?
There you go. We'll
Russell
send you up
Wilson
there.
almost went to the Cleveland Browns.
They almost traded him for
Yeah.
first pick.
Right, because they didn't want to pay him. But they know.
Well, they won the Super Bowl with him being paid.
No, not
Cheap change.
Not yeah. That's exactly the point I was going to make. Is it's like
Everybody's
once,
trying to copy that model.
once you pay the guy, I'm not saying you're done because you're not
Hey,
done.
look.
but it's
No.
just
That's
it's just
why-
a lot
A lot
harder.
of
That's why
people
for
you
me in
cannot
Washington,
get.
you said
Yeah.
you want Dak in Washington, not for that asking price. We have the second most cap money available right now, or at least the third.
behind Cleveland.
But
I think,
behind
yeah,
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Why we can get outstanding players on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, we already have great players.
Has anybody
do.
signed
So-
Cle- has anybody
So
signed-
for me, it's like, why would I just take Dak Prescott for him to probably go 8-8? You know, when I can build the offense up and defense up,
Yes,
and still just have rookie quarterback.
Speaking about money available for good defensive players, I keep waiting for the big Clowney signing.
It's not going to happen.
Nobody signed him.
His money keeps coming down.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
I mean, would you sign him for $12 million, Terry?
If I was Dallas, I'd sign him for 10.
To do that, you don't got to pay Dak. Would
Yeah.
you do that? Would you ride with Andy Dalton, not pay Dak, and take
And
Jadeveon
take
Clowney?
Easy.
Because he started out where about 19 or 18
Yeah.
million.
I'd take Clowney in a second if I knew I would to get rid of Dak and us go with Dalton.
He's only 27 years
Yeah,
old.
think of that.
It thinks
But
he's
now
been
his
around
problem,
for a while, you know?
But now his problem is he's injury prone. So I mean, you're gonna have to put up. Can he make it?
All right, Hunter, do some math for me in your head as
Oh,
I
God,
count.
I'm so bad at math.
Okay, is anyone else good?
Just
at math?
go
Just
ahead.
trying
Go
to-
ahead.
All right, 10 million
Mm-hmm.
plus 8,
18,
Uh-huh.
3,
21.
3,
24,
2,
26,
6.
3,
29,
1,
30,
3,
33,
and 3.
36.
All right. Hold that thought right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. $36 million pays for 10 New England Patriots starting defenders who led the NFL in points per game last year.
So you can basically
One Dak
A whole
Prescott
defense.
or the best at defense in the NFL.
who got trounced by the Patriots defense, by the way. Well, not trounced. They shut him down. Patriots didn't score a lot either, but they just shut him down.
Patriots last year gave up 4 points a game last season. 2 points better than number 2, Buffalo. 4 points better than Baltimore. The gap from New England to Baltimore at 4 points, from go to Baltimore 4 points to them, would be from third place all the way down to 17th in defense. So that's how good that Patriots defense was. And again, Terry, you can spend $35 million on Dak, or you can have the number 1 defense in the NFL. And that's where Hunter's saying on his Redskins, maybe we could spend that money on our defense as opposed
Front
to
line's great.
We've got two
Secondary,
They've got
good.
2 quarterbacks that can win games with decent defenses. You know, what do you say? What you want about Kyle Allen? He went 5-0 last year for a time, and he had a mediocre to bad defense. You got still a good defense around him. He don't turn it over. You're gonna win games. He's either Trent Dill for you or Brad Johnson. You want to put it.
For roughly half that $36 million, the Dolphins could have had Clowney for $17 million, and Clowney turned him down. Who looks dumb now?
Yeah.
Who looks dumb now? But that's a great point. I mean, you could with a above average quarterback and a great defense, you can go a long way.
Go a long way.
Go a long way.
All right, we got to take another break. Get back. We got to